How do you guys like stay in love?
She bad.
What's up, TNJ fam? We are back with another video, and as you can see from the title, we have some amazing guests. We're actually in their home, so I guess we're the guests. The Curly Coopers. We are doing something highly requested. We're gonna jump right in. We are doing another marriage secrets, as you can see from the title, and this subject is actually super simple. It's staying married.
So we just gonna go ahead and jump right in. And the first thing that I wanted to know was, how do you guys like stay in love?
You want to answer first?
Well, she bad. Next to these, we're fine. Yeah.
Stop.
Okay.
So, Tara, I need you to hype me up like that.
Okay, that
Step
one.
one, stay fine.
I think we still try to do the same things that we did to, keep each other in the beginning. Like,
Okay.
as far as staying fit, staying looking nice, keeping up. Sometimes you might fall off a little bit, but we never just completely fall off. And it's not all about looks either, you know what I mean? Like Curtis will do my hair, or he does my feet, he does my nails. Like, he still does those things.
Don't play.
Yeah, me, I'm trying to...
She birthed 3 kids. Okay.
From my perspective, one thing that's really big for me is like, it's really important that you have to like still flirt with each other too. Like, just because you've been together for a while doesn't mean like that things have to become like stale. You still gotta give me a little flirt, make me feel a little special, you know what I'm saying? Like you did in the beginning. So
here's a tip. Don't commit to something that you can't keep up. Now, I'm not in everybody's pockets.
There you
I'm
go.
not in everybody's pockets, but no, I know this one couple where they did flowers. He would send her flowers every Friday for a long time, and then it just stopped, and she was just like, what's up?
Like, look,
that was a problem.
Now what's the issue?
Oh.
Yeah. Like something's changed, and financial situations change, so don't start something that you're not going to be able to continue.
That is a good one. It's so easy to fall off where you're not like being adventurous anymore. Like you're not like, let's go on date night. Let's, do all of these things. It just gets like really stale again.
Me and Luana, I like taking her on dates. We still date. We're married, but we've been dating for 15 years.
Exactly.
So I think that's a good point. So I need you guys to stop what you're doing right now and comment, what's your ideal date? What do you like? What's just a simple, like, is it like a Netflix, like a movie night, pizza? Like, I need y'all to comment that right now.
I feel like there have been times in our relationship where I felt like you were moving faster than I was, and it's very difficult to like grasp that you may be moving forward and I'm still here.
I know for me, I wanted to stay. Well, I finally graduated in 2006, so now that I'm not doing anything, I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm doing nothing. My mom, I do have my degree, but we do YouTube, but I still feel like I'm doing nothing, and he's about to graduate, and I'm like, which is great, and now I feel like, okay, I'm probably gonna get to the point where I want to get to, like have the house that I want, the stuff that I want.
She told me a bunch of times, she's like, I don't feel like I'm doing nothing because I'm done with school. I was like, school is not the only thing. So you have to just find something. So even though like she sees me still being in school and growing, but I just keep reminding her, be like, no, you're doing all this. You're still doing stuff, like you're raising the kids. Like you're trying to find like a career, or you're trying to do this or that.
Here's a difficult one. When did you guys realize in your marriage that you don't always have to be right?
Ooh, I think that before marriage.
My biggest thing is once I figured out, I just need to apologize. I mean, sometimes it's all about just admitting you were wrong. Yeah, I realized it long ago. If I'm right, great. I want an argument, but the house ain't peaceful.
Yeah. I don't want to be in a space where I feel uncomfortable, and it's just like, this is the person that's supposed to be like my teammate, and when I feel like there's tension, it makes it like nothing goes right, nothing flows right, and I can't stand it. So I am very much so the person that's like, I'm sorry, like let's figure it out, like let's fix it, let's talk about it, and if it's getting too much, like we can just table it.
Okay, point. Not to go down a rabbit hole on this, but how do you feel about apologies, but it's just an apology because he doesn't want to be uncomfortable? Is that an apology? If you feel like it came too quick, like you just got an argument and come back and I'm sorry.
Now sometimes I do, like I realize, like, because I know I'm picking and I'm doing things, and then I'm like, you know what, I want to apologize. And
especially when you done just said something and you know you shouldn't have said it, and you're just like, you know what, like I'm sorry.
And that's not your normal character, like.
Yeah.
That is definitely one of the things for relationships that even now, I mean, 15 years, look at us. I mean, still be like, ooh, we're talking about apologies. It's something that you're always gonna be learning to do better.
You got a hard time with that.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, you just have to talk through it.
So I think that's a good segue into our next point was about communication. What's your biggest tips on communicating, being that you guys have been together so long?
I feel like you have to be able to talk about everything, regardless if that's sex, the way you discipline your kids. If you don't like the way that person says something or did something to you, you can't be scared to voice it and communicate.
That's the point, guys.
That is
Listen,
real
I feel like a lot of, you know what, a lot of people, especially in African American culture too, like shy away from like counseling. I commend people who do premarital counseling, because then when you get with someone and you're just like, well, I don't like the way you discipline the kids, it's like, well, did you ever ask that question?
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not communication.
I feel like you also have to create a safe space for like your partner to also feel like they can come and be themselves with you, and that they can talk to you in a manner and you'll understand it. Because like the way that you speak may not be the way that like you'll understand it. Or receive it.
Yeah.
So like you have to like get on each other's level to really understand like this is the point where you're coming from. And I feel like that's like a daily struggle. I think that sometimes I don't
A lot of testosterone.
That,
a lot of
that's hard in itself. But I feel like there are some times where I'm not hearing the point of view that you're coming from because I don't think like you. I can understand what you're saying, but I don't understand, but I don't think like you.
Like I do the same thing. Like I'll hear Luana, I'm not hearing her.
Yeah.
Immediately. And even when the conversation's finished, sometimes it's one of those things where you just gotta come back to it.
People receive love differently than how everyone necessarily gives it. And so like I'm a very blunt person too. But when I say things, I think sometimes Jarius may get offended by it because of my delivery. And he's just like, if you would have just said it in a different way, I would have received it differently. And I'm just thinking, well, I said it with as much love as I thought I was giving in the moment.
I don't know how. I had time for that.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just like, I just knew I needed to say it right then.
Yeah.
One of the things that actually I picked up from your cousin is I started noticing, and I'm very intentional when I like listen, and it sucks because I'm not always like that with Terrell, but when I'm like listening to other people,
because I'm gonna play this back. I'm gonna play this back the next time.
When I'm listening to other people speak, I try to be very intentional about listening to what they're saying, and I pick up on cues that people do.
You'll be so surprised at what a difference like 4 seconds makes. After you hear something, if you take 4 seconds to like just process it rather than like your immediate response, it's like completely different sometimes.
Yeah.
Everybody has like their fantasy marriage and what everything is supposed to be like, rainbows and unicorns. And so I feel like at what point did you guys realize like this is hard work?
Now this is gonna be where we're different from most people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's what we constantly hear is this is hard work, this is tough, it's not gonna be good, but to us it's never been hard.
Yeah, I think we went through our big hurdle when we
Yeah.
were dating. Because I feel like everybody goes through something. It's just different
Yeah.
points in your
There's
relationship.
there's at least one big make or break part for
Mhm.
every
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of, some people it's in the marriage, you know, some people it's before, ours it just happened to be before, but you know, we've communicated through that. It kind of is that fantasy, you know, it's nice, it's not hard work, it's as hard as you make it. Things are as hard as you make it. It can be hard if you don't want to talk or if you want to make it hard, but if you're compromising, if you listen to each other, communicate, then it doesn't have to be.
Well, see, I like that. I think in your marriage, you're sort of like reaping the benefits. Just like if in any career, anything that you go out for, you do a lot of hard work in the beginning and then you kind of reap the benefits after. And I feel like during your dating stage, you guys are just like, listen, we know what we're looking for. Like, let me ask a tough question. Let me put in the work now so that way it can be smooth sailing when we get there. I feel like that's important.
How you start off is really important too, because I feel like I had just gotten out of a relationship
Sets the
where
tone.
I didn't really speak when it came to like confrontation, and then when I got with Terrell, it all came out, and I feel like that set the tone for our relationship. So we had to do a lot of work. Now that we're in our later 20s, I feel like we're just starting to realize the people that we are, and like we have to be able to navigate that together. Everyone has this like idea of what marriage is supposed to be, or like what your relationship is supposed to be. You create that. It's not anything that has to be like theirs or like the next person or like your parents or whatever. Just because it worked for someone else or didn't work for someone else doesn't apply to me.
And just understanding that we're human beings, and that I don't believe that the core value that you may have fell in love with someone with, like, is supposed to change. Who someone is as an individual should remain the same outside of any like big life changes. But people grow, people learn different things as they grow. You are exposed to different things, so it's natural for us to change and evolve, and it shouldn't be any big drastic changes though that affects, you know, like your marriage. But I think that just kind of knowing that people are human and that they grow and that they're gonna change, I think is important as well. But just knowing that things aren't gonna be perfect and not setting that expectation, because I know people and some family members who get in a relationship, in the first argument they walk out the door, and I'm just like, you didn't even give it a chance, or like, you know. And so you have to realize that it is gonna be some level of effort that you're gonna have to put in. It's gonna be withstanding some of those, you know, hurdles and, you know, some of those storms, so that you can ultimately have a long-standing marriage.
Yeah, I got advice when we were dating. If she gets on your nerves, or when you get married and she just, you know, being in and out, just walk out the door and leave for 24 hours and don't come back. I said, if you do,
Now, wait a minute.
If you do that, don't come back in here. Don't walk back in
I was like,
here.
no, I said, if you ever, he was like, I said, if you take that advice,
Not that one.
Bye.
Right.
don't let everybody's advice, you know, what they did, and you can see they're not together anymore. So,
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Look,
That's
the one.
I feel like that's gonna be a good topic for our next video too, because all the advice that y'all get, look, y'all don't even have to take this advice.
Yeah.
Now this is some years combined of being together, so you know, do what you will, but you know, y'all take advice from the single friend. I'll save it for the next video. I'll save it for the next video.
Yes.
Hey guys, I think this was like, I think even in this short conversation, I feel like we learned a lot from you guys.
Yeah.
I learned from you guys.
And I think it's always good to get different, you know, like couples together and just like pick each other's brains about like, what are you doing? And in that, you kind of shape your own thought process too, because you take the things that you can apply and that you believe in or that may work for you, and you can apply it to your relationship and vice versa. So it's always good to like come and see people.
Yeah, just like parenting, it's not a perfect science. It works, you know, something that may work for one person may not work for the next.
Exactly.
And so just surround yourself, I feel like, with like-minded individuals or people with long-standing relationships or marriages, and share with each other what can work.
Long-standing, healthy.
Yeah.
Marriage. Because people, you know, that's another topic, but you know, some people stay together, you know,
Anyway, we want to thank you guys so much for having us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to Curly Coopers. We will drop their info in the description box, and you comment and let us know what tidbit you took away from this, and if you're happy that Marriage Secrets is back. We love you guys so much. We love you, Curly Coopers. And until next time,
bye.
Like, I'm quick to apologize. If I do something wrong, it doesn't matter if it's my kid.
I feel like you and
I don't think that y'all may be the same, but not on that point. We not gonna bond on that point. Now, I'm sorry that you got upset. Have you guys ever had that?
That is you.
I'm sorry.
That is you.
I'm sorry.